In this box, I have a Taylormade driver, which cost me £99, including postage, which I thought was a pretty good deal. That being said, it's seen at better days, so can we get it up to scratch with this bad boy? Just realised the pun on that, actually, that's awful. So this could be a mistake. Guys, how you doing? Welcome back to a brand new video. Simon here. I bought this Taylormade driver off eBay the other day. I'll show you the price that I paid for it. £99 including postage, which I did think was actually quite a good deal. However, looking at the photos, there's a reason why I bought this, because there was some quite minor imperfections over the crown and the sole, and I've used this before, and I used it on a very old Titleist club, but it was black and it was tough to see the imperfections and the difference. As well as that, it was quite an old club, so I thought I'd do it on a more up-to-date club, a Taylormade driver, and also this has got different textures as well, which I thought would be quite interesting, because realistically this hopefully should be the litmus test for most of your drivers if you are having an issue. Now also, I bought a lot of sandpaper off, I bought some sandpaper, bought the world supply of sandpaper off Amazon. I'll show you the picture. $4.99 with like 400 grit all the way up to 1500 grit, which is obviously gonna help speed up this process. So I will be sanding down clubs, drivers. Obviously that's got your camera and putter, which I've got to finish. I've got some paint turning up soon, so we can finish the lettering on that. So a lot of refurb club stuff to come, which I know you guys do enjoy, and this is obviously a great time for me. Well, I'll stop saying oh my life. But this is a great time for me to spend as much time learning how to refurb clubs. Taylormade M4, all intact, which is good. However, it's somewhat scratched. Good shaft, by the way, White Atmos X-Flex shaft there, which again is going to fit into most wheelhouses, 9.5. So overall, as an M4 driver, I thought £99 including postage was just a great deal. Looking at the head, which I'm going to try and get this to focus as much as I possibly can, we can see on the top of the driver there, for example, there's scratches, especially on the crown. Now, the T-cut I know will work on this side, especially as, and I'll show you some closer images so you can really see the detail. A lot of drivers now have this kind of matte finish on the top here, as well as obviously the bottom of the driver as well. Can we get rid of, like, you can see this massive scratch down the back there? Will that be able to sort it out? Potentially not. Normally T-cut, from what I learnt last time, is as long as the paintwork's still somewhat intact, we will be alright. If it's not, now this is quite a bad corner, you can see especially on the top there. There's some stuff like this here, no chance. So you see the top there, where there's a real big scratch at the top, that's just not going to be able to be helped. But the more imperfections, like the smaller ones on the bottom of the head, they hopefully will be able to go. So that's the idea. We're going to spend 30 to 40 minutes, bit of T-cut. Someone suggested a really good tip the other day, take the head off the shaft. Like, why I didn't think about that last time, I have no idea, because then I'm going to be able to maneuver it a bit better and obviously put a bit of pressure on the right places. I want to try the face, the head, we're going to do the whole lot. So, hopefully you've seen the before pictures, which I've just filmed now, of the condition of this overall head. Half an hour to an hour, T-cut, cloth, can we buff it all out? Can we get it looking a lot better? Oh, there was another club I was going to show you as well. Don't be afraid to buy driver heads when it's head only, because getting a shaft nowadays is so simple. I've had this shaft for about 2 months, just a Callaway 6.0 S-Flex. The grip's pretty worn, I might change that, I might not. I have got some grips. I've also ordered some grips as well, which would be an interesting video. Callaway adapter. I bought this, and again I'll show you the price that I paid for it. £75 for a Rogue driver head. Now I know the middle spot is somewhat warm because obviously someone can actually hit the ball, which is quite nice to see. That being said, it's not going to affect its performance like that. It works, which is good. £75 shaft, which I think I bought in like a job lot, so that's like £20 to £95 with a Rogue driver. It's just something obviously to keep your eye out for. Enough talking, Time lapse, let's get buffering, let's see what damage or not damage we can do to this head. Okay, so this could be a mistake if you don't like shiny things. The M4, a lot of the Taylormade drivers that have come out recently, apart from like the M1 and M2 series, had like a matte finish on the top here. Now you can see where I haven't buffed. This side, for example, haven't buffed. This I have buffed, and you can see how now shiny it is. If you don't want that shiny effect on the top of your driver, you're gonna have to live with your sky marks. The good news is it took me about 5 minutes to get rid of these sky marks on the top there. I think you can kind of faintly see the like last remnants of where it was, but again, another few minutes, that's probably gonna go as well. Top lines on drivers, irons, putters, whatever I've seen in the past, are actually really easy to get out because you actually get a really good purchase, like with your hand pushing down on the ground. That being said, I have to pretty much do the whole driver now because otherwise you're gonna have a shiny bit here and then not necessarily shiny on the sides. This again is going to kind of come up a bit more shinier. Hopefully it'll look a lot better once I've finished it, but that's just a word of caution. If you want it to stay matte, then don't sky your driver. If you do want to buff out those imperfections in the top, then it is going to become shinier. That being said, I guess if you start playing with it, head cover, not head cover dirt, the rest of it, it might actually go back to looking a bit more matted. But that's just something to note. Boys and girls, we are done. I could definitely do more, but I've seen great results on all elements of this driver. And the good thing as well is that the M4 has so many different varying types of like finishes on it. It's got metal, it's got gloss, it's got matte, plastic, the lot. T-cut will not harm any of it. And I think I can say at this point now, guys, if you've got a sky mark, you spend a lot of money on your driver, you've just topped it, and it hasn't scratched all the way to the metal or through the paint finish, you will be able to buff that out. As I've proven, I'll show you again at the start of the video. You saw the sky mark at the top here, which is very consistent to what a lot of you guys probably get. And as you can see, especially when you're standing at address, you won't be able to see it. Now there are some marks here, but you have to look really close. And to be honest, all we care about is it looking good at address, so we don't have to be reminded about that rainy day that you skied your driver. Works fantastically on the gloss. The gloss is turned out, which you could probably have guessed before this video, it's kind of designed for cars with a gloss finish. So it's probably no guess or surprise, I should say, that the gloss finish turned out really well. I'm excited to get sandpaper. And sandpaper sounds really scary, but the sandpaper is going to be so fine. We're talking 1,000, 1,500 grit, that it's not going to be that much rougher than the microfiber towel or cloth I'm using at the moment. And I think it needs to speed up the process. I could have done more of this, but then I could have spent a week on it. I think there's certain degrees of this driver that I could probably got back to mint condition, but who's got the time for it? I want a quick, easy solution for you guys. That's why I want to test and ruin drivers to the degree of how far can you go? Can we get this process down to half an hour? That's what I want to know. If we can get this process down to half an hour, it's worth you guys knowing. You could spend your whole entire lockdown on one club, but who's got time for that? In terms of the rest of the driver, it just does really well. Like the plastic, it's like the bottom of the driver as well. I'll show you the start. It hasn't got rid of these nicks, as you can see at the bottom there. This is why I want to experiment with like a bit of black paint, so that when we buff them, put a bit of black paint in there, fill it in. Can you notice it again from a distance? It's not going to be a perfect match. You can't get a paint that covers every single driver out there, or maybe you can, I don't know. But again, this is why we're obviously experimenting with this kind of refurb finish. Overall, there's no question. I mean, I think I've spent about an hour on this now, buffering up. It looks a hell of a lot better than it did at the start of the video, as you can see in the shots that I took earlier. And I spent £99 on it. So we've got no sky mark on the top here anymore. The overall driver's condition looks really good, and we only spent £99 on a 2018, I think I want to say, 2018 driver that performs just as well as any other driver out there on the market in terms of ball speed to club head speed. Might look into refurbing head covers as well. Right guys, there you have it. Thank you ever so much for watching this video. Leave your comments down below. Subscribe if you are new to the channel, that'd be amazing. Leave this video a like if you liked it. See you later.